last time, you convinced the statue of an ancient wizard to let you into the back door to his dungeon.
It took a little bit of coaxing.
Took a little bit of convincing. Some armor-piercing stupidity.
Tiny bit of grease.
Yeah, but you did it. And the whole concept here is that Bobodo suggests that by going backwards through a dungeon created by such a powerful mage, you may be able to go back in time through the Feywild to a point where the time difference would be so significant that you'd have more time to save the city of Arkala instead of the week that you were waiting for the invasion of the Exiled One to begin. So, convincing this strange wizard statue to let you in, you then fought a large fire elemental, a large and powerful fire elemental, and the lizard folk cultists that were worshipping it as some sort of sun deity, as well as a giant snake that really didn't get much of a chance to do anything because it was just shot to shit.
It was vibing.
Yeah,
we
between
vibe
fireballs and flanking maneuvers and tanking maneuvers and all sorts of things. You dispatched the lizard folk and the wily fire elemental with relative ease, but not without taking some hits yourselves. So that's where we find our party, in the boss room of a dungeon. Now needing to go backwards in order to reach the entrance. In order to go forwards, yes.
In order to go forwards.
And to go back in time. And in the last moment, after you defeated the boss, you looked to Bobodos and noticed that Bobodos looked a little bit smaller and had fewer spots on his face.
Oh.
An interesting turn of events. So that's where we'll begin tonight. So, thanks to Adre doing a slew of ritual casts identify over the course of about an hour. And he takes each of these magic items in turn to identify them. Warren, the potion that you picked up that looks like there's no potion inside of it, yet it still sloshes, is a potion of invisibility.
Oh, you should probably tell Warren that because he thinks he has an empty bottle.
Oh.
We shall inform Warren of that.
Yes.
Excellent.
Bobodos, you have a brooch of shielding.
Huh.
Ooh.
Can I hold it up like it has a little animation?
Yeah, it did the Legend of Zelda item acquiring jingle.
Yeah, but
One
it's like at
cannot
everybody's
resist.
knee, so nobody really sees that it happens.
Oh, there it is. Oh, the brooch. I'm not sure.
Brooch.
Brooch. But yes, it gives you resistance to force damage, and you have immunity to the magic missile spell.
Oh.
Nice.
Then, Urist, you picked up a medallion of thoughts.
Uh-oh.
Oh dear.
Oh dear.
Wait,
I'm
how
worried
is...
you won't get anything.
Okay. I was about to ask how is the thought spelled.
I slipped that in THOTS. No, it's THOUGHTS.
Fine.
Ophelia, you picked up a cloak of elven kind.
Oh.
Nice.
Wait, that kind of thought?
Wait, that kind of...
Little delayed there, Urist. Yes. And then finally, Adre, of all things, you picked up a DOS lute, instrument of the bards. It's a magical lute.
All right, we'll trade.
Okay.
All right.
So,
Thank you.
Urist, add the DOS lute to your inventory, and then Adre, add the Medallion of Thoughts to your inventory. So while the rest of you are doing whatever you're going to do, Ophelia has kind of opened up like a butcher's shop in a corner, and very rapidly has made a mess of blood as she very what's the word? Grimly yanks some bones out of some lizard folk, the tips of some ribs to make some sharp arrows, some carving out the spine of one, which requires her hacking away at the various connections and sinews and flesh that connects it, yanks it out like a predator, and cleans it off with a little bit of time. And you do get those things. It does take time to clean those things to a point where you would feel comfortable adding them to your inventory, unless you just wish to have them bloody and messy, just thrown into your bag.
I will say Truffles has trotted over happily to help with her knife.
Oh, good. Yeah.
And get herself a bit of a meal while she's at it.
Yeah,
She has a taste for it.
If you have ever
That tastes
seen
blood.
somebody fall into a pen of hogs,
Yeah.
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 Gathering up your supplies, gathering up your treasure, your gold, and splitting that amongst each other, making sure that you're ready to tackle the dungeon ahead. You go through a dungeon backwards. It is phenomenally easy. Tripwires that are hidden from one direction are plain as day on the other. The lever that controls the giant swinging blades, you just pull, and the swinging blades stop, allowing you to pass through unchecked. The
Excellent.
giant rolling stone that would chase you back towards the entrance, you just trigger it early, and it rolls ahead of you. It is supremely easy. Very few encounters on this path as you wind your way through jungle ruins with collapsed stone, winding vines, overgrown ferns and palm leaves, and all manner of foliage, little critters, lizards and snakes, kind of ducking into holes as you pass. You finally step out into a more open area, and out from under the canopy of a large tree and around, after disabling an arrow trap that clicks. No arrows come out even as you haphazardly step across the pressure plates that would have activated it normally. And as you walk forward, you notice with every little step, there's a little shimmer around Bobados. Bobados leading the way, jauntily hopping along, getting a little bit smaller, a little bit less wrinkly, a little bit softer in spots,
Uh-oh.
while their spots appear to be disappearing bit by bit.
Bobados, what's happening?
We're walking.
This is technically correct, but I did not believe that's what he's getting at.
Who's getting that?
He's getting at.
What are you getting at?
I'm getting what he's getting at.
Bobados blinks his bigger than usual eyes.
Oh.
What?
What? It's fine. Nothing's happening. What are you talking about?
You're a shrinking and your color is a changing.
But Bobados looks at himself. He's like, I look how I used to be. Didn't you used to look like you before?
Ernst makes a
but
show
none of us is changing.
Well, you're
First makes a
changing right now.
You're just changing forwards. I'm just changing backwards. It's fine.
Well, if you go forward, eventually you'll come back around. But when I go forward, I don't come back around. But then I do come back around, but it's always the same way.
So Warren's like drawing circles in the air, like, all right, if I go forward and then I go back, like.
Eventually, it all just draws into a penis.
Gee.
Aha!
There's a good intelligence check.
Nice.
What exactly are you
Dude.
trying to check?
I'm checking to see exactly how much I'm going to allow what I'm figuring out to be in what Urist is figuring out. Because Urist,
Aha.
I think, is probably a little less trope savvy when it comes to time travel. Doesn't strike me as something she would have come across very much.
So, what do you figure out?
So Urist snaps her fingers and goes, "Aha! So while we're all moving in like a straight line, you're moving along your line. Or something."
I'm just eating my spaghetti.
Steve's spaghetti. Warren's like, if you eat
does
spaghetti.
Does Bobodos actually have a plate of spaghetti?
Do you?
He just pulls it out from under his hat. Yes.
The metaphor rapidly escapes Urist.
Warren is very
Well-
concerned about spaghetti now.
Well, when you see a bowl, you see the smooth path of a bowl on one side to the other. When I see a bowl, I see all the spaghetti in it. So I'm just eating my spaghetti.
Warren's like, so if I eat spaghetti, I'll shrink.
Nay, Warren, the spaghetti be metaphorical.
Can I eat that?
Yeah, the metaphorical.
Metaphorical. Warren's like, oh, like he acts like he understands. He doesn't. Doesn't know.
That does remind me. Obados, do you still happen to be the villain in this one?
Yeah, but it's not the villain like you think it should be. I'm not a bad guy to you. I'm a bad guy to me.
Uh-oh.
No, that bit actually makes sense. Ernst is nodding and carefully crosses her arms. A lot of people are their own worst enemies.
Warren sits there and he thinks like, is it like those stories where you have to fight a shadow version of yourself? Ooh, that's exciting. I can't wait to fight evil versions of ourselves. And then Warren says like, wait a minute. What would evil me even be like? He just sort of scratches the bottom of his chin with his mace.
And Audrey, in typical old man fashion, answers, smart and effective.
But I am smart and effective.
But likely very squishy as well.
Luckily very squishy.
Entirely lacking in confidence.
And has a mustache.
And has a mustache. He's like, oh, but of course, I almost forgot the mustache.
But you enter a room that looks to be a little bit of a supply room with nothing of note. And I will bring you guys over to this map.
Ooh.
And you hear activity. You hear lizard folk speaking in Draconic in other rooms around the ruins. Just kind of a little bit of raucous laughter, a little bit of cackling, a little bit of grunts and hisses from elsewhere. This is where you find yourselves.
Bobados is playing with his staff. Kind
That can be
of tapping.
taken one of two ways.
Yeah, but he's so short that it's much more taller than it is normally.
That does not help with what I just said.
Meow.
And don't worry, frogs do not have staves. It was a reptilian morph feature. There's your biology lesson for the day. Have fun,
Thanks.
everybody.
Have fun, everybody.
Ugh.
Mr. DM, I have a
Yes.
question. Since Bobados is getting younger, his ability to be mature, I feel might be coming into question.
Oh
Mhm.
no.
Yes.
My mind is like, you know, when there's a kid and they're like, I can do this, I can like pour the coffee. And of course they pour the coffee and it goes everywhere, but they don't ask if it's okay to pour the coffee.
Right, they just do it. Yeah.
Bobados has this spell invisibility.
Mhm.
Even better.
But I don't know if he should cast it on himself or just immediately just touch Warren and cast invisibility.
Oh no.
I would say, you know what? Warren is sounding really smart with all these great ideas about messing with their shit. So
Yes.
Bobados probably would be like, "Oh, that's a great idea." Smack Warren and cast invisibility.
Okay. Bobados just reaches out. It's like, I can help with this. Just cast invisibility on Warren.
Bam. That's concentration, right? So it stays up as long as you concentrate.
Yep.
Yeah. Just keep me on this wall. I don't know.
And with a sudden little shimmer, Warren disappears before your very eyes, but you can very easily hear him clanking around in all that armor.
What does it actually
First-
do? Like, give me
So, in terms of
advantage?
stealth checks, so normally you would have an advantage on stealth checks and things like that.
something.
But because you have disadvantage with your heavy armor, it's just going to be a regular stealth check.
All right. So, Warren, with your newfound invisibility, we should have you sneak into position to be, you know, causing some havoc if it comes down to it. In the meantime, we'll see if we can trick them into feuding amongst themselves by having a couple of them say things they wouldn't otherwise say.
Just stay on backup in case things go bad. And she's going to hop over the wall and kind of stealthily try to come over here.
Okay, roll a stealth check.
Which I roll with advantage, because I'm my Cloak of Elven Kind.
Indeed. Rolls 2 1s.
Here it
Please.
comes.
Jesus. Alright, advantage on... Oh, 16.
And
Okay.
Warren, would you also like to
Oh,
maneuver? Or
baby.
would you like to maneuver?
I'm gonna let Urs go first, and then I'm gonna roll my stealth.
No, Ernst is also wearing armor that gives disadvantage on stealth. You go ahead.
Ah, okay.
And I
Here
think
we
Riley
go.
knows what Audrey's doing anyways.
Mhm,
Already.
mhm.
Ay.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
19. So, carefully... are you going around the structure, or are you going over the wall?
We're gonna go. We'll play it safe. We'll go around. How far can I go? Like, will you let me?
Yeah. So, Ophelia... Well, do you want to get right up next to Ophelia, or do you want to go somewhere else, or where?
Man, it's very tempting to just like with a 19, I could get right here. Just look over the game and just like.
I don't think that's how stealth works.
Okay.
It's up to you. What would your character do?
Oh, I would. All right. Well,
Alright. I do think we are going to have your best Patrick Warburton sneaking as Kronk sound effects here.
yes, I'm gonna sing the Kronk stealth song.
Perfect.
All right, we'll go. We'll go right up into this. If they come around, that would be horrendous.
Well, here's the thing. Can Warren even see in this area? Because Warren doesn't have dark vision.
It's not dark.
Okay.
Yeah, no, you guys have come out from under the canopy of a very large tree, and there is sunlight kind of streaming down into this area.
I just want to make
Okay.
sure.
Okay.
To pick up one of the silver coins and toss it at this merfolk or lizard folk.
Okay. So, go ahead. Roll a sleight of hand check
Okay.
to see how this goes.
What? There we go. 17.
Okay. Very good. 17 sleight of hand. So, using your mage hand, there is a little bit of a ghostly glow about the hand, but you manage to quickly guide it to pick up one of the silver coins and huck it at the southernmost lizard folk. There's a clang. All of the lizard folk look up suddenly. There's an explanation, or an exclamation of what the heck was that in Draconic. The blue lizard folk looks at the coin. The other two are kind of furrowing their brows and gesture to the pile. And he puts it back, and puts his hands up like, I didn't do that.
It was me.
They start to eye him a little bit suspiciously, but then go and start to consider their next move, and the game continues.
And that's about when Ernst drops the minor illusion, targeting this guy's square. So Ernst is going to make a voice come from basically right where this guy is, which says in a not all that quiet whisper, maybe time to cheat. In Draconic.
There's a moment where there's the two green lizard folk look at each other as if wondering who was the one that said that, but then they're also kind of like, that seems like a good idea, but then they look to the blue lizard folk who's just looking at them with furrowed brows like, seriously?
Seriously?
Really? And they kind of quickly shake their head. No, we wouldn't.
No, we wouldn't.
Not.
Of course not.
They go back to play the game, but there is definitely a rising tension now.
At the moment when they all look down at their hands, Ophelia's gonna summon another mage hand to shove this lizard folk.
So Mage Hand is not really going to be able to like knock him off balance or anything like that?
No, I'm not trying to do that. I'm trying to get like a small nudge to try and make it act like the person's trying to like move them away so they could like try to cheat or something.
Oh, okay. So you give him a nudge.
Shove.
Go ahead and make another sleight of hand check.
Okay. 7.
Okay, so there is a nudge, and the lizard folk that was nudged kind of gives a glare to the other one, and the other one doesn't even process. It just kind of slowly looks up, and there's another question of like, what? And then the other guy's like, did your tail hit me? And he's like, no. He's like, well, something nudged me. I didn't do anything. Are you sure?
Are you sure?
Yeah. Play bet already. They continue the game.
Can illusions like Earth because you have like what minor illusion, right? Can illusions
Correct.
make it look like there's less gold on the table?
That's a tough one. Generally, you'd have to do something a little more subtle, like make an illusion on top of something. You could make an illusion. You could sit down and make an illusion of a box around yourself, but it wouldn't let you just go invisible.
Can you make an illusion? DM's gonna say no.
An idea of like, could you make the silver coins look like copper?
Now that I think we could pull off.
Make it look like there's like there's less valued money on the table, like the other one. Like while those two were talking about like, well, did you nudge me? Like the one on the cross, make it look like the one across like took gold out or something like that.
That's a great idea. Let's do that. So in the ante pile, the bits, the coins nearest the blue one will swap gold for copper or equivalent. Basically, just go down denominations and make the pot look thinner.
Okay, all right. So go ahead and make roll your spellcasting ability modifier just to get an idea of how well you do this.
Yeah, sure. Let's go ahead. Oh, whoops! I think I still had it set for advantage.
We'll just take the first number. So 17. So using some keen eyesight and some careful maneuvering of your illusion, you whisper the incantation and send it off.
Oh no, that's the most fun part about this spell. No verbal components.
No verbal components. Somatic components, I'm guessing?
Yep, somatic and material. But
you make your little maneuver with your little material component and send the spell off. And you can see with a little bit of a pleased grin on your face that the silver coins and one or two of the gold coins that were there suddenly look copper. And there is a moment after the two green lizard folk are done arguing, they look back to the pile and an argument breaks out. The green lizard folk begin accusing the blue of swapping out coins, and the blue says, I didn't do anything. I did nothing of the sort. And And one of the green lizard folk throws his cards onto the table and then stands up and begins sifting through the coins, but then sees, because they've now interacted with the illusion, they need to make a wisdom saving throw. Okay. Your spellcasting ability, what's the DC?
Spell save DC is 14.
14, so they fail. You manage to, even with the coins scattered about, you manage to keep the spell up, and you kind of have to quickly refocus as some of the coins get scattered about. But the whole idea is that you want the illusion to be that there's just copper there. And so with that in mind, they sift through the coins, they see that there's nothing of greater value, and then they all stand up and begin throwing harsh accusations. This noise draws some of the other lizard folk over to the area, and they begin wondering what the heck is going on.
And I do believe that triggers my contingency, right?
Aha. So is that the range at which, or do you want to do that now, or do you want to hold off until they get a little closer?
Oh no, it'll be fine now.
Okay, then go ahead.
It'll be fine now.
Because I think everybody knows what's about to happen.
The wall is not going to be tall enough for this to not be a thing.
It's also going to be cast like 5 feet above the ground. 10 feet above
Exactly.
the ground.
Okay.
You just hear old man hands cracking, and you're like, "What was that?" And then just,
What was that noise?
what was that noise? Boom!
Oh! 34 damage if they don't make the save DC.
So I'm pretty sure.
Can they even make that saves if they're
within range.
flat-footed like that?
Flatfoot's on the thing in
Oh,
this game.
okay.
Yeah,
Actually,
they-
they could survive.
They got rid of flat-footed,
Yeah,
unfortunately.
they got rid of
Okay,
flat-footed.
they could.
Um,
Oh, come on, but they don't see it's coming.
Yeah, there's a flash,
Actually-
and they all just react. Like when it's kind of like if somebody throws a ball at you and you don't know it's coming, you just see that there's movement and you react. That's kind of what this deck save is
okay.
representing.
Fun fact:
Could it
by
be
standard
disadvantage?
D&D, you still get a reflex save even if you are tied up and asleep.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
You can move in your sleep. Duh.
You'll have disadvantage, but so what I'm going to do: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's 6 of them. I'm just going to roll 60-20. They actually get +0 to their dexterity. So it's just going to be this, and this will determine who lives and who dies. Oh.
One survived.
Oh, one person passed.
So that was the second person. So this blue one that's close to the wall managed to duck in time in response to the flash. Still will take 17 points of necrotic damage that washes over him. The rest of his friends, including the card game, are evaporated.
Whoosh.
Oh my god.
In a black fire that is somehow the opposite of light.
So
Yeah.
I've gotta ask there, Zafane. Does it form a mushroom cloud?
Oh my god.
Perfect.
Ibn Ixis is going to see this opportunity, see that one is still standing, and from her vantage point can actually spot that blue one, and is going to just make a quick longbow shot to try to finish him off. She does hit, and with only 5 piercing damage, that is took 17 damage. Took another 5, that brings it to 22. 22 is the hit point total of the lizard folk. I wish I was making this up. No, the last one dies to an arrow to the throat.
Oh my
What?
gosh.
Whip, and suddenly, yeah, where there was a, half of the lizard folk were curious, trying to come over to see what was going on. The other half about to go to fisticuffs. They're all there's a flash, a black light that is almost blinding and absorbs everything around it, and then they're just down on the ground, deceased.
And with the dexterity of a man half his age, Audrey just sort of hops onto the wall and down on the other side and dusts its robe off.
Easy
Can
peasy.
Can I have it that Bobados was just like peeking over the wall like a little
Just-
kid? Just like,
Yes.
oh, that was so cool!
So cool.
The whole, like,
Fire!
the top half of Bobados's face just has that, like, soot.
Yeah. Yes!
Wow!
Wow.
Oh gosh.
Perfect.
Yes.
There we go.
I
So,
love that.
what do you want to do now?
Well, does that draw the attention of the crab and his
So-
master up there?
You all haven't yet seen
Oh,
the
that's
other
okay.
individual across the way. So, however, the commotion, the large explosion, does indeed draw the attention of the crab and the beastmaster.
Cool. Uh-oh.
Hold on 1 second.
Is there time to react?
Yes.
Do
What
anything?
would you
Okay.
like to do?
Oh, like Bobados is gonna go over and go to like each of the guys and like, well, you said they vaporized, right?
They all were suffused with necrotic energy. Their bodies kind of turned to husks and they fell over.
Okay, so like their heads are there.
Their heads are there. Yes.
Okay, so he's gonna go with like up with like his little staff and like poke that one and watch its head like roll off or like
Yeah.
tip over, and he's gonna like cool, and then he's gonna go to the other one and like do the same thing.
Okay. What's the invisible Warren doing?
All right, Warren's gonna be like, well, he's excited. He's like, we did the thing. You never get to see that in real life. He's probably just gonna kind of walk like right here. He's forgotten at the point at this moment that he's invisible.
just completely forgotten.
He just just walks over here, just looks around, like just surveying the surroundings.
How
He
about
thinks
Ophelia?
combat's over. He's like, we did it.
Yeah.
Ophelia's looking at Una's like, did I get them all? And like she's constantly like, looking over the wall, but like just making sure that it's only her eyes that are looking over the wall because she's not even sure if that nuke got all of them.
Urs just sort of shrugs and keeps looking.
It's like,
right.
Bobados is over at this one. This one's still juicy.
this one's still juicy. Ooh, juicy, you say?
Invisible Warren just goes to poke the juicy thing. Like, oh, really?
Oh, really? He's
Oh,
poking with his
boy.
warhammer.
So there is a moment. The Beastmaster comes out, sees that his kindred are dead. He exclaims in a loud shout, and then quickly rolls back into the cage of the crab and produces a large staff. And he says, "Crabby, I can't believe it. We're being invaded. The beginning of this dungeon has finally gotten adventurers."
Oh, we're
He
at the
then begins to
entrance.
wave his staff above his head. He says, "Magic wand, make my monster grow!"
Yeah.
For Pete's sake.
Counterspell.
He throws the staff down.
Counterspell.
Counterspell? There's no counterspell to this.
Aw.
And he's out of. So where are you, Adri?
Yeah.
You're here.
yeah.
You're out of
I
line of
didn't
sight.
even take counterspell, I think.
So throws the staff down into the ground that suddenly surges the crab with electrical energy, and it begins to swell.
No, he's 60 feet.
He's 60 feet.
About.
What's the level of counterspell that you're trying to counterspell?
I'm casting at 3rd level.
This is a.
Make my monster grow. Nothing happens. What
You
happened?
need to roll a. Let me look
It should, if it's higher than 3rd level, the DC should be 10 plus the spell's level.
Yes.
Yeah,
so
that I
go
have to
ahead and.
roll.
Yeah. So for a 10 plus spells level. So you will need to roll. Well, go ahead and roll the dice, and I'll tell you if you succeed or fail.
It's a spellcasting modifier.
Damn.
So
Ooh.
10.
That's a fail right there. Yeah. So, the. Yeah, because this is a. Well, so you'll see.
All right.
Throws the staff down. The crab begins to suffuse with this purple electrical energy, and it begins to grow. 1 size category, 2 size category, 3 size category.
Giant
Oh no.
enemy crab.
The
We see
crab
it?
steps. Yes, you see it at this point. It steps over as it swells past its own enclosure and begins to march. One of its claws actually snatches up the Beastmaster, and he eats it.
He's gonna need that temporary hit points.
The
Well-
Beastmaster is slain, and the crab, seeing more food, begins to charge.
The
Warren, go
crab.
for the belly.
Go for the belly. Yeah.
Question.
Yes.
Is the spell not a concentration spell?
No, because it's a magic staff that he sent in. It's an artifact.
The
he
staff
eat
is
that too?
concentrating. Yeah, he ate the staff.
No, the staff is in the ground.
Oh, it's in the ground. Okay, okay.
Yeah, I was making. Nobody
Crab
got it. I
battle.
was making a Power Rangers reference.
I got it. I
I knew
laughed
you
at
I
it.
got it.
Okay, thank you.
I have no clue at all. I've never watched Power Rangers.
God.
I was like
Magic wand, make my monster throw. And she
excited.
throws
Don't
it
worry,
back.
Rita, we got it.
Yeah,
Thank
chat
you.
chat was all like
Thank
Don't
you.
worry, Riley. At some point, we'll start another Minecraft series, and you can build Rita Repulsa's tower on the
I
moon.
look forward to
The
it. I
moon.
look forward to it.
Warren, I need you to show up, please.
Okay, now to
Actually,
pull
no,
out my
do
custom
something.
monster sheet. Oh boy.
Ooh. That's weird. I clicked
Purple
on
is
Padre and
out.
it wouldn't
Well,
let
good thing
me.
I got that not one for initiative.
Ooh.
Don't you love it?
Are you using your pointer to click?
Yeah, I just realized I didn't. I was using
Go,
the
go,
measuring.
Derby Rangers.
I'm
Derby
an idiot.
Rangers.
Oh
Now you
boy,
get-
it gets a 19.
Sorry, Riley.
You're fine. Okay, and there. Oh yeah, I didn't do the thing. I did it manually
Yeah,
again.
remember that?
Yeah.
Whatever.
Oh, what happened?
Okay, let me roll for Ebenixes. Oh, come on, open up there it is. So
Zafay, you could
click
probably
on
just
this.
re-roll and then you could manually change the number in the actual tracker.
Oh,
Did Riley want me to?
yeah, go ahead.
Okay.
There you are. Okay, click that button. That puts everyone in order. So, giant crab appears. This beast is humongous. It stands 15 feet tall and like almost 30 feet wide from one leg to the other. And it begins to advance upon you. Claws snapping and mandibles eating the remains of the former master, while the staff that caused it to grow is locked into the ground. Urist, you are up first.
Lovely.
Check the term's weak points. Where's its weak
That's-
points? We must target them for maximum damage, massive damage.
That all right? Yeah, going first is exactly what I wanted here. All right. Let's go ahead and start by.
You can always delay.
You may want to zoom out on the map, by the way, Renard, to see more of
Yeah,
what's going on.
Just double checking. Oh, 60 feet. Excellent. All right, we're going to go ahead and use a
Check the 60.
bonus action to drop an inspiration die on Warren.
Okay,
Ooh,
so Warren
excellent.
the Invisible has an inspiration.
Whoop.
Ernst begins by calling out, the squishy bits, not the hard bits.
The squishy bits. The squishy bits.
Squishy.
He does a ponder while his turn comes around.
Very good. Okay. The gargantuan crab.
Gonna take a lot of medicated shampoo.
Yeah, right.
Goodness,
Oh my
crab.
god, what a reference.
Eh.
Um,
Oh, come now. I've still got an action or two.
oh, you do? Okay, well, go ahead.
All right. Well, it's already dealt with one thing, and the rest appears to be up and coming. So Ernst is just going to start by. Oh, need the selector. There we go. Let's get Ernst moving over to say
Complicos.
here. Here will do
Okay.
just fine. Wait, sorry. There, because dwarf. Just a little slower than that. And given that we have exactly enough range.
Exactly
Oh,
enough
no.
range.
Yeah. Oh, yes.
Oh yes.
Oh, no.
God.
Oi! Oi! Tall, dark, and soup pot. Come on.
Soup What?
It takes 4 psychic damage.
It's like, oh, you just don't have. You're so mean. This adventure's so mean.
Big enough to be the soup pot. Aye.
Now that does okay. Disadvantage on the next attack. Okay, gotcha. All right, very good. So you insult it. It takes psychic damage. It kind of reels a tiny bit because like, that was uncomfortable. But it is Crab. It is the evolutionary master of us all, and now it is large. So, is there anything else you wish to do with your turn? Tourist.
Oh no, that's all. That's it. That settles everything.
Okay,
Sorry.
very good. Bardic Inspiration, Vicious Mockery. It takes some psychic damage. It's crab time, baby. Yeah, crab time.
Riley
All right.
has been waiting for this. You can.
I've
tell.
been waiting for this. I've been pretty excited to fight you guys with a giant crab.
Inside Riley's brain right now is that little animation with the crabs with the pom poms just dancing back and forth.
All you hear is just crab rave.
Yep,
Oh,
crab
yeah.
rave.
Crab
Thank
dance,
you.
crab rave.
All right. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, and 30. Okay. And what it is going to do is going to reach out and grab this dead body of this lizard folk, if I could grab it, and eat it.
I thought they all disintegrated.
No, they were. There was a little bit of back and forth, but there's corpses left over, and it is going to devour them.
Okay.
They're just crispy.
It's going to devour that one, and it's going to reach out and it's going to devour that one. Reaching out with its giant crab claws, one of them getting mighty close to Bobados before it lifts these 2 corpses, desiccated as they are, and begins feeding them into its maw. It is then going to end its turn. And it makes it to Bobados.
Rude crab. Bobados is good. It's gonna reel back his staff because he's still having a hard time holding on to it. And he's gonna be like, Eldritch Blast!
Eldritch Blast!
Eldritch Blast.
Eldritch Blast! Wait, no. Wait.
You gotta click on on the core.
You
on the
get
front
to
of it.
attack
On the
twice.
core!
And you do get to attack twice, yes.
Aha! Pew! If I could just only find it. There we go.
Nice, that is a hit.
15 and a
That is
16.
just a hit. Okay, go ahead and roll damage for both of those. Should be able to just click where it says Eldritch Blast in the chat box. There's 1, 7, nice. And 1, very good.
A question,
8 points of damage. Yes.
What do you call it? This is a question for Badunk.
Yes.
What Eldritch invocations did you take?
Bobados took. Let me help out with this a little bit.
Invocation?
Yeah, Eldritch Invocation. So, Bobados has Eldritch Versatility. Oh, Book of Ancient Secrets and Aspect of the Moon.
Okay. I just want to
And
make sure they
Gift of the
didn't have.
Depths.
I just want to make sure they didn't have Agonizing Blast and was forgetting to add the critical modifier to the damage.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, because with the Agonizing Blast invocation, when you cast Eldritch Blast, you add your charisma modifier to the damage.
Very nice. So, Ibn Nixus is going to go, and being the stealthy ranger.
Can
Oh, yep, go ahead.
Bobados move? Or...
Yes, you can.
Okay.
You are currently in its threat range.
Okay. He's gonna like scramble over the little.
It's like, whoa.
Okay, you are still in its threat range.
He's gonna keep going.
He's gonna keep going.
It will now get an attack of opportunity against you.
No.
Is that what you want, or would you like to?
Don't snip his bottom.
Here it comes.
Here it comes. His little froggy bottom.
Snippy, snippy. Oh, does an 18 hit?
But is that its first attack?
That is its first attack. You're right. So I got to reroll. Womp womp.
No.
Go ahead. So it does an 18 hit. I believe it does. So this is going to do.
I tried.
Don't snip his butt cheek.
It is going to do 6 points of damage.
He snipped his little butt.
Gave a little snip on the booty.
Oh. And he holds up his warhammer, and he's like, Whatever gods are out there watching my glorious fight right now, witness me!
God's
Channel
like, huh?
your
What? You're
energy! Do what?
Huh? What? You're invisible. I can't even see what you're doing.
I just
Says the god.
Says the god. Oh. I got a
Okay.
16.
That's really good. So you get a 16. You run up, and then you charge in. And then as the mandibles are opening up to take another bite out of one of these desiccated lizard folk, you jump forward, and suddenly you just hear and feel, well, the rest of you hear clang of metal against the mandibles, and the crab like pauses a moment. Its mandibles are just kind of held there for a moment as it's like confused. And then do what you're gonna do. You are now lodged, though, you know, at this moment, the rest of you can just see into the crab's mouth.
It's like, wait a minute.
As Warren casts Smite and attacks the inside of this crab, Warren will suddenly become visible, half of him being lodged inside of the crab.
Just what?
What is it with this man and getting eaten?
This man getting eaten.
So roll it up.
I'm gonna choke it to death, guys. Don't worry. All right.
You do have Bardic Inspiration if you need to use it.
And with invisibility, he technically gets advantage on the attack.
You will get
Oh,
advantage.
We've vastly misunderstood Warren's role. He's actually a reverse Wendigo.
It's a reverse Wendigo. All right. So here's the first attack.
That does hit.
Excellent. And I should have the smite factored in here. Divine smite. Yes. Damage. Hello. There we go.
Damage.
Damage.
Okay. So 511, that's 16 points of damage.
Then we're gonna attack it again
Okay.
with another smite.
Mm-hmm. That does hit.
Wow.
What is my life?
What is my life?
So that's 22 points of damage. Go ahead and describe for the folks watching what they see.
So I jump into this thing, and I'm like, let's see here.
No.
Oh, smite! And you just see like beams of different holy energy just shooting out from the sky. It's like different colors. You know, like different gods are answering Warren's cry for ultimate power. And it's just like shooting in through the crab to like he's using his warhammer as kind of like a lightning rod, but for holy energy.
Oh my god.
So it's just like, you know, just bolting through this crab as it tries to get to his warhammer, as he's just kind of like wiggling it around inside the crab.
Okay.
Choke on smite.
The crab does indeed choke on some smite. It took a lot of damage from that. And it is very perturbed, and it's bringing its claws up. It's going to try to get this obstruction, this painful obstruction, back out of its mouth. But it is not its turn. However, it has a legendary action.
Oh boy.
And the legendary action is called Fairy Crab Laser Beams.
Fairy crab laser
What?
beams. Oh boy.
And so
Perfect.
it is going to shoot one laser beam out of each of its eyeballs at a random target on the field that it can see.
Perfect.
If
So-
Riley's lost it, he's just literally putting random shit together, slapping, and be like, yes, this might be able to kill
looking
Warren.
forward to this for weeks.
What's it called? Fairy crab laser beams.
Fairy Crab Laser Beams.
This is literally just the crab version of Warren.
It cannot see Ophelia, because Ophelia is behind a wall and has the Cloak of Elvenkind. However, it cannot see Warren because Warren is lodged in its mouth. So it's going to shoot laser beams at effectively one of the 4 targets that are left on the field: Bobodos, Ivanixis, Urist, and Adre. And so in that order, I'm going to roll 2d4 to see who it targets. So 3 and 3, so both of them are going to target Urist.
Uh-oh.
Urist, luckily, is going to be using her potent bard skills to unlogic this thing. You see, fairy crabs are actually lobsters, so clearly it can't be lasering
Not
it.
that kind of fairy crab. It's a fey crab. It's FAERY.
All right, I guess Eris is just suffering laser attacks. Go ahead.
Holy crap! Is a fairy crab actually a thing? Hold on.
It
It is. It's amazing.
Perfect. Yes, they're you know,
there's your
they're
there's your
quite
second
a-
biology fact of the night.
Oh, okay. They're quite the threat out in the Feywilds. That's why you got to have a guide.
That's it. That's it. Yeah, yeah.
And that counts.
Contact
as a
your
third.
local Fey Fox for scuba diving in the Feywild, I guess. Yes.
It's
So
your own very own fairy crabs.
eye beams shoot at Erst. This is what's happening. So I'm going to roll them. Well, I have to kind of roll them two at a time. So here's the first one. 7, I imagine, doesn't hit.
Correct.
And the 8 likely doesn't hit. However, at their point of contact, there is a explosion. So what I need Urus to do, and Audrey, you are within 10 feet as well. You both need to make dexterity saving throws to avoid the explosion that results from the laser beam's collision.
Oops, that was the wrong
Just
roll.
one or
Sorry.
one per.
We'll just do the one.
Okay. At
That's-
long last, another use for my good save.
Yes.
1. Oh, it was 2 ones. I was like,
Hey,
that's
really?
right. I was half correct.
It's half exactly. Missile.
No, the nice thing
lasers.
is that you both pass, so you don't take any damage from the explosion of laser beams. It strikes the ground, and then an eruption of heat and energy bursts out from the ground where it strikes around Urus's feet, and you both dodge out of the way just in time. These laser beams, by the way, are just thin red lasers that target around Urus. They miss, however, because the crab is so distracted by Paladin in its mouth, and go a little bit wide. So no damage there.
Oh, it's those sweeping anime laser beams that blow up after they hit something.
Exactly. Yeah.
Oh, it's perfect.
Have you ever seen Avatar: the Last Airbender?
Yeah.
Yeah,
There's
Yes.
that one where it's the I think it's the firebender that has like the
You can
Explodey
his
man.
forehead.
Yeah, this is exactly what I'm thinking of.
Oh,
Yes.
God.
Yes. Okay, so, oh god, I'm...
Pathfinder name Sparky Boom Boom Man.
Sparky Sparky Boom Boom Man.
His real name is Combustion Man though in the show.
Crab Bustion, man. Yes.
Question.
So, that brings it to... Adre.
All right. Well, after doing a absolutely sick handspring to dodge that explosion, Audrey reaches into the thin air and pulls out a crackling black and green whip out of nothing, and
You're just gonna say a crab whip.
Well, it's a crab whip
Crackling
now.
strikes
black
out
crab.
at the crab.
Wow, right into his brain.
Oh god, it gets a -5 to the...
-5. How the hell is that
Yeah.
thing alive?
It's a beast!
Renard, scroll us up a little bit. This is amazing.
Just
roll a one.
It's a
Perfect.
-4 on its save.
Or yeah.
That's awful.
So,
alright.
because it failed so horrendously,
Mhm.
it does not get to take a reaction until the end of its next turn.
Yes.
And on the next turn, it gets to either move, take an action, or a bonus action. Only one of them.
Only one of them. Okay.
Yep.
So I'll mark that up.
Oh, wow.
Here.
Oh,
That is
not one.
pretty big. Yep. All right. So, anything else that you wish to do with your turn?
He's going to. No, he's fine where he is right now.
Okay. The crab reels in pain at this incredible mind whip that wrapped around its tiny brain that is still the same size as when it was a normal crab.
Oh, that explains it.
It's just in a much
All that
larger
space
block.
to bounce around.
all that space to bounce around. Exactly. It's like a tiny marble.
No. That explains everything. See, it's clearly a case of opposites attract, because Warren was just drawn to this totally unrelated, not even similar.
Ooh, I have an idea.
We both
It's
have
hard
bouncy
not
castles
summer.
for heads.
Yes.
Exactly. It's running out of RAM.
So Ophelia, it is your turn.
All right, so I have an idea.
Okay.
Wait, shit, where'd it go? I think I accidentally closed the page. God damn it, this is what happens to me. I have so many fucking pages I have to manage.
Yes, indeed.
I accidentally closed it. Give me 1 second. Okay. So, but I know what I'm gonna do already anyway, so it's not gonna take me long once I relaunch it. Okay. So, what I'm going to do. So, this is why I'm really happy you just did Tasha's Mind Whip. So, because it allows me to do this idea. So, Ophelia's gonna look over, the wall and see the giant crab. And she hops over the wall and to make sure that the crab can see her.
Okay.
And I'm gonna cast at first level Dissonant Whispers. It has to make me a wisdom saving throw, please.
Okay.
Okay. Oh boy.
There we go.
Here we go.
Okay,
four.
so it failed. It takes 6 psychic damage, and on its next turn, it must use its movement to move as far away from me as possible.
Whee! I'm going
I
on a
can't
trip.
do jack other than that.
Ooh.
So it must move on its next turn.
I
Okay.
I
perfect.
hate to do this. I don't think that's how it works.
Well, it has to. He has to.
Well, let's see. So you were sure.
Oh, well, it has to use its reaction to move. So it has to use.
So it takes 3d6 and must use its reaction if available to move as far as.
It has no reaction.
Yeah, it has no reaction because it already used its reaction trying to snip at Bobados.
Not only that, it
So-
physically couldn't anyways because of the mind whip.
The target takes because the mind whip makes it so that it cannot.
It just
I was trying to
vibrates.
I was trying to purposely move as far from possible. That way he has to move.
Tell you what, on its turn, instead of it using its reaction, on its turn, it will use its movement to move away.
Very generous.
But not, obviously not its reaction. So, because it rolled a 1 and then rolled a very, very low
Very
Whispers check as
dumb.
well. And there will be consequences as a result of that as well. Mostly for one.
Oh, this is perfect. This is
Yes.
perfect. Part 2 of my dumbass plan. This will be great.
Yes,
Yeah,
indeed.
also, since I casted the spell through my skull, it takes an additional d6 of damage.
Roll it up.
So I'm just. Additional 2 damage.
Another 2.
So 8 damage total.
Nice. It's looking hurt already.
Have a part 2.
Anything else
I
you wish
do.
to do with your turn?
So after I cast it, she's gonna hop back over the wall. And move over to the tallest point and hide.
Okay. Then Urist, we're back at the top of the order.
Urist considers for a second, looks the thing up and down, and then shrugs and decides that clearly the pointy bits need be done.
The pointy bits.
Go ahead and move on up. And we're going to take advantage of that one feature that Urist has developed for no apparent reason. Bloody face shenanigans, I tell you.
Bloody
what.
face shenanigans. But we have the best
So-
shenanigans.
Setting aside the rapier, Urist attacks with her dagger.
Okay.
Oh. Right in his little crabby legs.
Yeah, I assume a 9 is not a hit.
Tinks off of its hard crab shell.
But luckily, we have a second one. Because, 2-weapon fight.
That does hit.
All right. Now, this is going to be without the usual modifier. So, base is... What we actually got on the roll? A 3.
3.
Bright side here, thanks to that, thanks to the feature that is not being spoken of, First gets to add proficiency damage to it, and that doesn't go away because it's not ability based. Right. So, extra 3 damage on that.
Okay, very nice. So into that it goes.
Not exactly a high DPS round, but
Indeed.
6 damage from a dagger.
Not bad. Anything else you wish to do with your turn?
I think that covers most of it. Yeah, let's hold the bonus action. We haven't even used up the inspiration dice we've handed out already. Go ahead.
Indeed. So, Arist runs up, gets a good hit in on the fleshy bits in between some joints of the armor of this gigantic crab. And because of a variety of spells that have afflicted its very, very tiny mind, with Warren in its jaws,
Yes.
it turns sideways, of course, because it's a crab.
Because it's a crab.
And goes.
It does a zoom.
It does
Quite.
a zoom.
It chooches.
So, Urist, you will have an opportunity to do a attack of opportunity.
Urst will make the attempt. Come on, Urst.
Stab.
That just hits.
Excellent. Full damage on this one then. So we get
Okay.
the 2 from the dex and the 3 from the proficiency. So 9 piercing damage.
Very good. You get a nice clip in as Warren's legs kind of swing out as it turns, and
Whoa.
it goes. So 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. Warren, you suddenly are being submerged under water.
This will be fine.
Now, it is going to try to crunch you. It
Okay.
is going to have an advantage on this because it's just a natural reaction of trying to eat what is already in its mouth.
Okay.
So, this is to
That's-
see if it can get past your armor. Each of these is +6.
Don't let me poke at
So-
you. Don't let me poke at you if this is how you want to go. But it is, the mind whip restricted it to move or action, right?
Yes,
Yep.
this is more like a
Passive?
natural effect of Warren being in its mouth.
Check. Go ahead.
So,
That 14
does
plus a 20 does
plus
not
6,
hit me.
That's 20. It does not. So, it crunches down on your armor, but your armor holds. And
I'm a
prevents you from
very-
taking any damage.
I'm a very durable jawbreaker, and I'm about
Yes.
to break some jaws.
However, what does come rushing into its mouth, which may make things difficult, is a large amount of salty water.
Oh, that just means we're about to have some crab stew, guys.
Yes. So, you will, on your turn, need to make a Constitution saving throw because you will start drowning.
Okay, can I hold my breath for like
Or
a
to
minute?
hold your breath. Yeah, to hold your breath, and then go from there. So, that is the thing. The effects of the various things are now done, as far as I understand. And that is its turn. So that brings it back to the top with Bobados.
Bobados, let's see, how far can I move and around?
Just toss in a shard for random lulls. That's very tempting.
That's very tempting. We're just making sea stew.
Ceased.
So my speed is 25, so I can move 25 feet?
Yep.
Ocean gumbo.
Ocean combo. Yes.
So move here. Can I see Warren from here?
Make a perception check.
Oh,
Because there's a lot of stuff in the way, but you may
My
be
little
able to spot it.
feetsies. My little tootsies.
Yeah, so you can see his legs dangling from the crab's mouth as he
okay.
begins to struggle. That is in its space, so it is within 30 feet of you.
Well, I was gonna cast water breathing.
Oh, water breathing on Warren. Oh
Ooh.
yeah, you would need 50 feet of range.
Yeah, it only goes
Yeah.
up to 30.
You could hold your action and then ask for Urus to throw you a little bit further.
Do it.
Blast me!
Toss me. Go along. It's about to brine. Needs more salt.
If that's what you wish to do, or you can
Yes.
do something else. Okay. All right. So, Urist, you have been asked to toss the frog.
Oh dear.
Ibnixis is going to go next, and she is quickly going to try to get into line of sight. It's about 30 feet right there, with Ziat following up. And she is going to pew-pew. How does that work? Hunter's Mark.
Very
it is
subtle.
a first level spell that uses the bonus action. Each time you hit an enemy with a attack, you do the bonus d6 of damage.
Okay, so Hunter's Mark. Very good. So, here's
And
the
I
longbow
believe it
shot.
marks it for tracking as well.
Yep.
Ah, very nice. In case it disappears under the water. So, first arrow misses. Second arrow hits. Okay, so there's that, and then there's the Hunter's Mark, and then there's the longbow damage. So 8 points of damage added onto Le Crab.
Gee.
He's looking real hurt. As arrows are sticking out of it, it's bleeding from some of the wounds that Urist inflicted upon it, and it's also taking internal paladin damage.
Internal paladin damage.
As it goes as well. Speaking of internal paladin damage, it's
Oh,
Warren's
baby.
turn.
If you
All
have
right, so
invested a
Riley.
paladin, please take medical attention.
Please seek medical attention.
If your paladin persists for more than 4 hours, please call your doctor.
Yeah. Oh. Actually, hang on. I think I've got one for this. Wait, no, not that card. Ah, here it is. Interior Wendigo armor damage.
Interior Wendigo armor damage.
IWAD.
I wad. So,
Talk to your doctor about your IWAD prescription.
your IWAD prescription. I have a question, Riley.
Yes.
Since this crab can just auto chew on me, right? That would imply that I'm constantly touching it, right?
Yes.
So if I made a touch attack spell, would I actually need to roll to attack?
I don't think you would.
Oh my goodness.
I know exactly what spell you're gonna cast.
I'm gonna
Technic-
cast Inflict Wound at 2nd level.
I mean, technically a touch spell is delivered with the hand, but I don't think that's going to be difficult somehow.
Yeah, we'll say I give you advantage, and the DC, the AC that you're trying to beat is very low.
Okay,
So-
advantage spells.
Yeah,
Inflict
go ahead and make your touch
wounds.
attack. Just to see. Because you could roll 2 1s and then accidentally smack yourself in the face. I don't know.
It's
You
I
know, like
don't know.
the tongue like twitches away just in time.
Yeah.
and if he rolls a third one atop that, it's probably going to be another tree. Who knows? There might
cast
be a
the-
crab god in this
The
one.
crab god. There you
God.
go.
We don't need one of those.
Please cast at 2nd level.
The God of Evolution.
Well,
Okay, so that does hit, because,
Oh,
again,
sweet.
lower AC because you're inside of it.
The fleshy parts.
cast.
Go ahead and
that.
roll the damage.
Ah, there we go. Level 2.
Oh, Lord. What? 29 points of damage.
Ooh.
IWADS is a serious medical condition. This is where the battle pauses and Warren walks on screen. We might be joking around here a lot, but I would like to remind everyone that IWADS is a serious medical condition. You should really see a doctor.
Yes. Call today. 1-800-LOVE-IWAD.
Love IWAD.
Armored Wendigos in my mouth? It's more likely than you thought.
Oh my. You just hear this moment. And you actually see like cracks start to form on the crab's outer shell, like especially underneath it where it's a little bit softer, and just bursts of energy are blasting out from inside of it. It's still alive and still trying to chew this very spicy Himdigo.
To go.
That is where we are. So with that, it is then going to take its legendary action, and it is going to try to ward away the people chasing it with its eye lasers. So once again, Ophelia is hiding.
Meatball.
It's going to roll, so Bobados, Urist, Ibnixis, and then Adria in that order. 2d4. So one is going to go to Bobados, and the other is going to go to Ibnixis. So here's the one at here's the one at Bobados is a 20.
Oh.
Whoa.
So I think that's going to hit, and both Bobados and Urist are going to have to make dexterity saving throws for that one.
Oh boy.
Oh
The
boy.
other one is going for Ibnixis. The 19 is going to hit, and then Urist, Ibanixis, and Adre are going to need to make dexterity saving throws for that as well. So Urist, you're going to have to make 2 of them.
9.
That's a fail. Bobados is a fail. Ibanixis needs to roll dexterity. Passes. And so Urist makes the first one and passes, but the second one
1.
passes as well. Okay.
Woo!
So Urist is just dodging left and right. Phew, crack, crack. Just these massive explosions bursting out of the ground, and Urist is duck diving, dodging, and ducking. However, let's see here. So yeah, so Ibanixis and Bobados are going to take the initial fire damage from the blast. So Bobados, you're going to take 12 points of fire damage. Ibanixis is going to take 8 points of fire damage. Okay. And then from the explosion, Bobados and Adre are both going to take 5 points of force damage. Crab lasers.
Oh.
Fairy crab laser attack.
Fairy crab laser attack.
Pew pew. So that's its legendary action. We now go to Adre.
Question real fast before I
Yes.
take his turn. I just want to ask this real fast.
Mhm.
These little spots right here where his legs are.
Yes,
Does he occupy these squares too?
he does. Yes.
He does. Okay, I just want to double check, just because it was like they were touching the squares, but they weren't fully covering it, so I didn't know. Okay. Just wanna make
Yeah, he a big boy.
Okay.
Let me draw that.
Covers that.
Well,
Fireball it. Yeah.
no.
That's his
Okay.
space.
Okay.
Magic missile. Oh boy.
3 mushroom-shaped, long, spindly darts zip through the air and slam into the face of the crab just above Warren.
Pew, 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 as it strikes in, and it begins to teeter and wobble as it tries to scrabble deeper into the water to get away. Anything else you're going to do with your turn?
Audrey's just going to move up. And more than 10 feet away from anybody.
Gotta dodge those explosions. Okay.
Yep.
Then Ophelia, it is your turn.
Okay. So, what I'm going to do then, I am going to move over here by hopping over the wall,
Mm-hmm.
and then I would assume like I can still see parts of the crab surfaced from the
Yes.
the water. Okay.
A lot of his shell and then his claws are still kind of above the water.
So, first, I would like it to make another wisdom saving throw for the spell I'm going to cast.
Not again.
Not again.
I need to give myself some smarter monsters.
You do.
Oh
Alright, so
boy, it's a 6.
fail, and I cast command on it.
Okay.
So basically, what
Hey.
happens is, Ibanixis, Udis, basically everyone hears Ophelia's bones crack. As like her neck, like you just hear a loud snap. It almost sounds like her neck just completely shatters. As the hair from her face finally moves, and all you see are just big black eyes with like a black goo that starts dripping from them. As she looks at the crab, and you hear in a very demonic voice that's not her own, approach. And now on its next turn, it has to spend all of its movement approaching me. And that's all it can do.
All right. Very good. Approach it will, regardless of what it wishes to do, because it rolled a freaking 6 on its So, is that your turn?
Yes. So that way it will put Warren in range of Bobados, so that way her reaction won't go to waste.
Indeed. All right, so back at the top of the order with Urist, are you going to throw Bobados?
As per request.
Okay.
Urist will move up here. Pat the frog. Give it your best shot. Then there's an inspiration die for frog. And then Urist tosses the frog closer.
Okay, make a
Throw
strength check or athletics check, whichever you prefer.
Always go for
Ah,
athletics
this
to get jack of all trades.
Yeah, they're exactly the same.
Oh, you're pushing me? Despite smiting its mouth, you're punching me.
Oh my God.
I can't.
And that's
fight
about
the
what I
shit
was
out of you
expecting to
without getting
happen. Yes.
You get Bobados to there.
Oh my
You don't even throw, you just
gosh.
pick up and put down.
Yeah. So, what is the range on water breathing? It's 30 feet, right?
Yeah.
So unfortunately, that action will go to waste. Because that's what you had prepared, and you don't quite get in range, but you know that the crab has been commanded to approach, so it will get closer, and you will be able to cast water breathing on Warren then. Okay. So is there anything else that you do with your turn, Ernest?
No, that's actually all the actions.
Okay, very good. The gargantuan crab, having been commanded, will do just that. So we'll go 5, 10, 15.
If it can dash, it has to dash.
25, 30. Oh, really? Okay.
Yes, it has to approach me by the fastest
Has
means
to approach
possible.
you. So it will get to there and turn.
Did it leave Warren behind?
No, Warren is still very much in its mouth.
Okay.
Wee!
And as he do. So it does approach. Bobados, you can cast water breathing on Warren. So Warren, you are now no longer struggling for breath.
Excellent.
We will use this little icon there. And it doesn't really get out of anybody's threat range, so unfortunately no attacks of opportunity, because it does get... That's probably about as close as it can before occupying other people's spaces. So the next thing it will do is, again, because of the natural form of it using its mouth on Warren, it is going to try to do the crunch.
Come at me, bro.
Bite your tongue.
It definitely fails. It gets an advantage on that, so its total is 3. Or rather, its total would be 9, I guess. And that is all that it does. So, Bobados, it is your turn.
Not me. I got it from behind. I'm gonna get its butt.
Right
Do
to the
it.
crabby butt.
We'll do Eldritch Blast again.
Blast it in the butt.
Hey, and it's
What?
you would get advantage, wouldn't you, on attacks?
Yeah, I'll allow flanking for this, yeah.
What did? What,
That was the word I was looking for.
why do
Thank
I got a blue dot on?
That is a Bardic Inspiration, so you get a 1d8 that you can add to a roll if you so wish.
How do I do that?
Don't worry about it. Just roll your Eldritch Blast, and then we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. Okay, so the first one's a 9, so that one is going to miss. The second was a 15. Do you wish to use your Bardic Inspiration to add a 1d8 to that?
Sure.
Okay, so type /R space 1d8 in the chat box.
Okay.
The-
There it is. Perfect. So that becomes a hit, and so you can roll damage for that Eldritch Blast.
Yay, good use.
Just the one?
Just the one, yes.
Okay.
You'll be able to make the second shot in a moment.
Well, that
Both
was.
made both their shots already.
Oh, that well.
Oh.
So those should have had advantage, actually. Yeah.
Yeah.
So go ahead. So let's say that was the first roll. Then you got you ended up with the higher roll. So go ahead and roll those two again. And we'll take the highest roll to figure out what which one goes through. Okay, excellent. So the 23 goes through.
Yeah.
Go ahead and roll damage for that one as well. 4, very good. So blat, you
Spicy butt.
smack it in its butt with some blasty blast frog magic, and there you have it.
I'm sorry, I just have this horrible vision of Bobados chucking 2 containers of Old Bay spice at it.
The power of seasoning.
Power of seasoning.
Okay, so with that, we're going to go to Ibanixis, who is going to not back up out of its reach, but is going to back up away from it and shoot with her longbow. So 1 attack, hits, 2 attack, hits,
And don't forget to
Damn.
apply Hunter's Mark to those damage.
Hunter's Mark, Hunter's Mark. So that's a lot of damage! That's 20 damage it just took. Okay. So, riddled
25
with
25
arrows.
damage.
That's
Yeah.
wait.
11 piercing, 5 piercing, and 4 or 5 from Hunter's Marks.
9 plus 16 is 25. Yes, you are. You are correct. 25 damage. So, with arrows sticking out of it, magic blasting into it, this creature is looking very close to death.
Excellent. Did you know it was great the first time, right?
Sure.
We're gonna do it again.
Do it.
Inflict wounds. It's still advantage.
It is still advantage, yes, because you are still being eaten by it. That definitely hits.
We're gonna cast it a second level.
Oh no.
Bam.
Okay, so that is another 25 points of damage. How do you want to do this?
There we go.
All right, so
Okay.
the crab is trying to chew on Warren. It's having a bad time, and the crab kind of just wait a minute. What if I just swallow? So he just swallows Warren, and he just freezes for a second, and then the crab starts to vibrate, and just through the cracks in the crab, you just see dark negative energy light shooting out from the cracks inside the crab, and it just keeps vibrating more and more and more, and then it just kind of explodes.
An explosion of crab matter in every direction, its shell fracturing into many tiny pieces, blasting out from the center of it, and there stands Warren, covered in crab guts, with
Warren's
his
gonna-
warhammer raised to the sky. Thank you, many gods, or whichever help me with that.
I like
that-
how
Was how Riley's crab died.
I like how literally the crab couldn't even use its own turn; it could only fight through the legendary action.
Yeah, it was I don't think anyone
Once
took
had
any.
that locked down. Yeah,
Yeah, for once I was actually a bard and I did supportive stuff.
indeed.
Just Warren's just striking heroic pose. Is excellent. Usually my plans don't work out that well.
Riley, I have a question. Does it?
Yes.
Is it does it take a moment? And, we're all kind of we did it, and then all of a sudden, just crab flesh starts raining down.
Yes. There is a pause, and then you just hear a plop, and then pat, pat, and then pat, 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 pat. And just stinking fish crab flesh just splatters all across the area around you. Birds fly off because they're surprised by it, and there's just this fishy stink that begins to surround the area and you all.
Oh joy!
Lovely.
Delicious.
Wow, Ophelia is going to be casting prestidigitation to clean up the crab guts off of her, and Ibnixis, since they're right next to me.
Yep. Ibnixis is very thankful. Ziat eats some crab.
Excellent. Ooh, good. At least we know it's edible.
Yes.
Is there any actual crab claws that are still together?
So aside from the main body of it that exploded, the legs and the claws that kind of just slumped to the ground are all actually still intact.
Nah.
Big old crab bake.
Good old crab bake. Exactly. I saved the best. The best bits were saved. It was just I'm just getting all the juicy bits out from the center.
Yeah.
Audrey's gonna trudge over and pull that staff out of the ground.
Very good. So the staff is a long wooden staff that was it's about 6 feet long and was jammed into the ground. Since it was used, the tip of it that was normally like a knot of wood has been cracked and is actively on fire.
Oh.
He blows it out.
It is blown out. The staff no longer appears to have any magic in it whatsoever.
Oh,
Aw.
darn.
We can't
Because
make.
no, I am not going to give my party a magic staff that will take any sort of creature and turn it into a gargantuan creature.
Well, no, but Audrey is going to take it with him because sometimes enchanted items are easier to re-enchant
True, fair enough. Okay.
or
So
have some
add,
sort of latent energy in them.
Broken gigantism staff to your inventory.
All I can imagine is just like a giant baby Bobados.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like the Stay
Giant
Puft March.
tadpole. Yes. Oh my god.
Looking like one of those Grogu floats in the Macy's parade.
Right. So,
Yes.
what do you all do?
Let's see. Well, we'll search the rest of the area for other items, cash, the usual.
And then I say we steal that boat thing.
Is that boat by any chance the exit of the dungeon?
I sent Bobados a little message.
Well, the forward of the dungeon. You mean.
Yeah, the entrance.
Aye.
The exit of the back of the dungeon.
Yeah. Bobados is kind of like, turning around and kind of like all excited from the explosion of the crab and, like sees the ship and it's like, oh, that's it. That's the thing. The thingy.
The thingy.
The thingy.
Aye, go on.
Well, it's the boat that's the entrance, but it's the end somehow.
All right. Well, y'all heard the frog. Let us be moving. Once we find any valuables they've left around, that is.
Warren wants to take some of the crab and preserve it.
In your
What?
bag of holding or something? Do you have a bag of holding?
He does not. Let's see here.
No, somebody stole our bag of holding.
Yeah, that's right.
Oh no.
Well, I will say, maybe you guys didn't check a specific area that they could have possibly left it.
Oh, we're ransacking their house when we get back.
Ransacking their house when we get back.
But okay, so Ophelia
Oh, he has a
Warren
backpack.
picking up the crab meat.
Mhm.
And what she will do is, let me just see if I have that on hand. Do I have one? I'm pretty sure I. What the fuck?
Don't worry
Uh-oh.
Okay, so what I'm going to do is, I do have some bottles, so I could do this. I do have a empty water skin as well. Okay, so Ophelia's gonna walk over to Warren, and you're gonna see her take two things from her book bag: a giant jug and a empty water skin. She noticed that Warren's like picking up the crab meat, and I would assume Warren's probably like in a panic. He doesn't know how he's gonna preserve it. So Ophelia leans down near the jug, and she whispers, "Honey." And when she whispers honey, she opens the jug, and there's honey. Because it's a alchemy jug that I have.
Yay!
So I could produce up to 1 gallon of honey with it. And I'm going to try to pour as much honey as I can into the water skin.
Okay.
Because honey is actually a natural preservative.
It is.
Yeah, it's actually, I don't know if you guys knew this, but, like, people that explore the pyramids, they found, like, pharaoh, jars, like, in the tombs and stuff. They found jars that actually have honey and fruit, and the honey to this day is still edible. Perfectly fine.
Oh.
And she fills up the water skin with honey, and says, "Here, put the crab in here that you want to eat later. It should keep it fresh."
Oh.
Well,
This is
not
brilliant.
fresh, but should keep it from going bad.
He's like, how do you know that? This is perfect. He just starts slathering as much as he can in honey.
and then Ophelia turns her head to Udis, and she's like, "It's nice to throw the dog a bone once in a while."
He makes a very good bone. Look, it was just getting chomped on the whole time. It was fine.
Now
Okay.
it's flavor.
Looking through the belongings of the lizard folks that you guys that were not eaten, at least, you do. Let me put it this way: do you want to go through crab guts to try to find belongings of the lizard folk that they ate?
Ophelia would. She wouldn't give a shit.
I think it depends on what we find on the other lizard folk.
You find putting everything together, you find their basic weapons, mostly spears and clubs, and then you also find about 24 gold among them.
Yeah, then no.
So 24 gold, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of you. You get 5 gold apiece, let's just say.
Ooh.
I will mark down that my water skin's now filled with honey and crab beef.
Okay. Very good, very good. So...
Yeah, and that's what Ophelia was eating yesterday when you guys were trying to cook the snake. She was just eating honey from the jar.
Oh, nice.
So I'm not dealing with this,
Yeah,
nonsense.
Okay.
But she could also make man.
Anything else you guys wish to do here?
I guess not. I mean, I guess real fast before we go, Ophelia will kind of poke her head in here into this area just to see if maybe there's like a chest that could have held more belongings.
So in there, you find that they've set up a fish trap, and the barrels are full of fish.
Hey.
Like a fish trap, like a cage fish trap?
Yeah, so a little trap that's like woven out of vines and rods and things like that, and the fish go into it, and they can't find their way out.
Oh, alright, I think I know what you're talking about. Okay, so...
Yeah.
Okay. Ophelia's just going to pick up the lid for the fish jar, cover it, and then be like, you guys will slowly die in there and walk away.
Wow.
Oh,
That's terrifying. That's... Damn, Barry, Jesus. Are you all right?
It's just what my character would do.
Do you want to? It's just yeah, sure it is. Okay, all right. Okay. Very good. Anybody else have anything to do?
Warren's content. He's got his meat.
Honeyed crab.
He's got his honey crab.
Yeah, add jar of honeyed crab into your inventory if you wish.
But no, I have it in my
Overdose is
inventory. I
just-
have the water skin full of honey and crab.
Great.
I have it.
Yeah, Bobados is just kind of just bouncing on his little feet. He does have, by now, he probably does have a little tadpole tail kind of wagging behind him excitedly.
Oh goodness.
It's like,
All right.
Audrey
Well-
just kind of looks at Bobados. He's like, "You're gonna be okay at the end of this, right?"
Yeah.
Right.
right.
Now, just to double check, once we're done here and we manage to make it back to the past, we're going to be heading to another city to try to solve the issue upcoming with the invasion and the walls. Iris sort of crosses her arms, and I kind of assumed you'd be around to help guide us through that.
I still can guide you. It's just that
Spirit.
it's and like Bobados is kind of like a little distracted by like the water because now he's like I was like oh water oh wait because you gotta go to Everbury and the way to get to Everbury is with the bury. Like the birds. Like the birds. And he motions like a little his little hands curl like he has little claws, like birds.
The type that you find on plants that stick to clothing?
No. Like arr. And he tries to
Air.
act it to yeah, birds.
Oh, so it's a town of bears.
No, not a town. You gotta go with them.
Oh, so Everbury is like a clan.
No, you...
We go with the bears. to
yeah,
reach everybody.
yeah.
All right, that is a good start.
It's like, well, then what are we
I
waiting
think-
for? I don't really know how ships work. He kind of like
All right.
looks it over.
So we don't have to rehash it all in person again. But Urs is gonna briefly go over with Bobados the general goals that we're pointing this to, just in case.
Just in case.
Yeah.
And once we double check the ins and outs of, okay, here's where you gotta go. And remember to stop the invasion. Don't forget the magic words, like Clactu Barata necktie. That's the one.
Yep. Exactly. Definitely don't forget those. Yeah, so it takes a bit. You ask Bobados a few more questions. Bobados struggling to remember and pronounce some of the words as you see that tadpole tail is getting a little bit longer. But you get the idea. Bobados wants you to follow a trail of the bears that will guide you to a gate that, just like the gate outside of Arkala that you entered to get into the Feywild, will take you back out of it and spit you out in Everbury. There, it's up to you to figure out a way that you can convince the forces of Everbury to aid you in saving Arkala from the invasion of the Exiled One. How you do that, what challenges that are yet to come, you don't know. And neither does Bobados.
I didn't forget. I got Bobados. Right. Okay, that makes more sense.
I got Bobados. Got Bobados.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a
As
part
you
of me
do.
that was going, wait. We've heard this before. We know what we're supposed to do. Why can't I remember it? No. It was always left like that. Okay. I feel better.
Okay.
Warren
So how
will.
does Bobados say goodbye?
Oh no!
Bye. No.
It just jumps in the water and off they go.
Warren, cue up the sad frog music.
Oh no! Let's see here.
I'm thinking Super Mario RPG Malo's Lament.
Oh,
Or is that
there you go.
copyright?
If
I have
only
to
I
stream that
could.
one of these days. Oh my god, I've been wanting to play that forever.
It's a great game.
It
Yeah,
is.
I've never
amazing
beaten
game.
it, but I've gotten like at least halfway through the game, and just that halfway, I really enjoyed it. I have
Yeah,
to
it's-
really stream that one of these days.
That would be a lot of fun.
Well, I do have
It's-
two 12-hour streams coming up, so maybe during one of them.
Yep.
Whoa.
Hey, good stuff.
Well, yeah, that'll be fun. So, Bobados.
Mm.
What do you do?
Bobados is kind of like, pushing their hat up because it's been consistently getting bigger than them. And he's like, well, just remember when you get on the top of things, you gotta finish it at the bottom.
Makes sense.
He likes to, but you and when you finish it, you'll do it.
Urs,
Warren's taking
slightly
notes.
perturbed. Yeah. Okay. Good. Perfect.
He's like, all right, when we finish it, we do it. Okay. Top to bottom. Got it. Understood.
It's so hard being so confusing.
I don't even know what I say.
Audrey sort of hunches and pats the frog on the head and says, "You come and find us when you come back round this way again."
Yeah, I gotta go back the other way to grow up.
Yeah.
And then,
So,
I gotta do it all over again.
Ophelia kind of walks up to Bobitos, turns around and looks at everyone and says, "All right, is everyone done with their goodbyes? We should get going."
Everyone's like-
totally goes up to Ophelia and hugs her leg.
Squish.
Bye, Mrs. Ophi.
Ophelia picks up Bobitos and chucks him into the water.
Oh,
Splash!
jeez.
Good fucking riddance. We didn't need 2 idiots on this team.
Oh,
Oh no!
Warren was like, "Oh, I didn't get to hug goodbye."
It's okay. Bobitos swims right back up with the aid of that growing tadpole tail.
yeah.
And
Just
Warren
hear
like
Ophelia say, "Damn it."
kneels down and is like, So I think I get it. This is like what the thing that the circle of life. I see. It was quite literally a circle. I didn't know that. That'll be good when I get to the end.
Yeah, it's the life of the circle. And then,
Oh.
Bobitos reaches up and pats like Warren on the shin. Like, you are my favorite meatball.
I am very good at being a meatball. So he reaches into his bag and he's got a bunch of holy symbols. And he pulls out one that's it's small, it's wooden. It's not like any god, but it's of his it looks like it's been carved. It's very shittily made. But it's like kind of got like this little Wendigo face on it. He pulls it up, he's like, "This wasn't quite done yet, but I haven't had a lot of time to work on it. Great paladins and everything, they have these symbols, right? And so is it's always a good good idea to get started on that early. I can always make more of them, it's easy, but it's always good to remember that your favorite meatballs, right? And I think this one's treated well enough to withstand most of the elements." And so he kind of just hands it over to Bobitos.
Bobitos like reaches up with both hands to hold it.
He places it gently, and there's like, "There we go. That way you can always remember your favorite meatball."
Well, I've okay.
I bet you have like a bag of.
Yeah.
I've been through this like 100 times.
Yeah.
God.
He like shoves it into his little hat of holding.
And with that, like Warren he smiles, he's like pleased with himself, and then he stands back up and lets everyone else say their goodbyes.
Ibenixis, for her part, leans in and gives Bobitos a hug, and Ziak comes in and licks all over Bobitos' face. And they say their goodbyes. I won't speak for Starion, but I imagine that they'll want to do at least that much. Urist and Audrey?
Oh, Audrey already did his.
Oh, that's right, Urist.
Well, you're a confusing little frog, but it has at least been interesting. And thank you for giving us the chance to work on an insurmountable problem.
Yeah, I know this whole travel has just been so much. And then, like, there's like a moment of clarity for only Earth. It's like you guys work so hard every single time, and I always appreciate every single moment. Follow the bears, get to the bottom of it. I'll see you guys again. And he just kind of like gets like real sleepy, like rubbing his eyes. He's like, "Bye, lady."
Goodbye,
Maybe-
small frog. Oh.
Yeah.
If that was a reference, I don't think we got it.
No, to Erst.
Oh, to Urist. Oh, okay.
Yeah,
okay.
Urist,
Finally.
the
Yeah,
white
that makes
lady.
sense.
Yeah.
I saw the beard on Urist. I'm like, you can't be talking about Urist. Who are you talking to? Oh,
You talking
Took Riley a moment to remember that that Urist has always had a proud dwarven beard.
that's right. It took me a little bit.
Yeah.
All right. So, goodbye's done. Bobitos hopping off into the distance, and growing little by little as they disappear back into the dungeon that you've already completed and disabled all the traps for. You enter this rickety little boat that the lizard folk seem to have constructed. Deep inside the hull of the boat is a strange door. You open the door, and you find yourselves back here.
Hey, look, we got through the dungeon.
Stepping through the door and out into the dungeon, there is the statue who turns and looks at you all with a grinding of stone and says, "What the fuck?"
We did it! We did the thing!
"What did you do? Where did you come from? You were not in my dungeon before."
Oh.
We ran it backwards.
Backwards! He pulls up this matrix of lights, this webs of things to, like, see the recording of what the hell happened. He's like, preposterous!
Preposterous! Listen, just, come up with a better boss next time.
Very well, I will. And he, like, the matrix disappears and he closes his eyes and appears to go completely dormant.
Oh.
Anyway, we appreciate your help. Yep. First pets, Warren. Then no worry, we already faced the better boss he came up with. Let's go.
We're doing it backwards. This is so very confusing for me.
It's about to get both less and more.
So, without Bobados to guide you, you head out into the wilderness, looking for the trail of bears that they recommended that you follow in order to get to Everbury properly. But
wait, are we further back in time than the initial outcast and the giant monsters that now inhabit the entire wilderness?
You're not that far back in time.
All right.
I'll spoil that little bit. You're not going hundreds of years back in time.
We're gonna Jurassic Park this shit.
Yeah. So
Stranger Things, the theme plays.
we're going to We're going to actually stop there for the night,
Okay.
and wish Pudunk a happy birthday.
Yeah, happy birthday, Padunk.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Barfmus.
It's not quite there yet, but it is going to be in a couple of days, and she's not going to be here joining us in the next session. So we may see Padunk in the future for future campaigns or arcs or sessions, but this holidays are getting busy for us all. So with the party now needing to find this trail of bears in order to get to Everbury, that's where we're going to leave off. And we'll see how they do that next session, hopefully on the 21st.